No, that's not the music.
Try the other file format
Okay.
of movie, maybe.
So then.
Maybe that doesn't like that kind of sound.
Exactly, that's my setting. No, the microphone is like the specific that it needs. Yeah, it would work, but this won't play. The sound won't play.
On the video?
Yeah.
We gave you two formats. You try the other file format.
Your thumb drive?
I'll leave it on here and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Minimize this. I can close this actually.
That's impressive. So 7 years. Because this will be on to the 8th year. It's exciting. Congratulations. Beautiful, both of you.
This is what I didn't want to do, was be sitting here screwing around with this. She doesn't get it.
There you go.
It's going. It was a while ago, but it was there.
Yeah, but that's cool. Yeah, that's all right.
It's working, sort of. I don't know who Chris Brand is, but whoever that person is can see it.
Depends where
Did you see Dr. Midkow plays the officer? She's the one that's like obsessed with film music and
Oh yeah.
funk, and she wants to move to Nashville.
Yeah, she was your anesthesiology, right? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we never finished your book. We were talking about something.
Yeah, I know. I was always together or something.
And mailers do it.
Yeah.
No, mine's sorry.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
There, you kind of have to move it when someone's talking or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Michelle looks very, Michelle looks very tall.
No, this is just going in.
Yeah. I don't know whether she's watching it, but Chris Brand did, whoever that is.
They have to subscribe to it to do it?
I think that's, that's subscribed to me.
Yeah, all your things. Yeah.
I got a fanboy.
Yeah, that's right. He's here. I think he's gonna be
I
here.
saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him just walk by.
Take this here. You don't want to be on here? Oh, okay.
Oh, I feel like a sore toe. Bus coming up from under the next.
Probably not that bad.
Okay, I'll sit down.
I can move the table now. We just had something higher, like a I don't have any. Stack them up. Double stack. See all the light tables out of the way. I never sit in front. Yeah, I know, huh?
Well, I just want to echo Dr. Dickinson's sentiment. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for supporting our students. So welcome to everybody. This should be a very entertaining afternoon, and not just because we have the greatest musician on Grand Cayman with us today. And yes, she's sitting right there. And for the comments, the class has asked Dr. Roberts to give comments, and I have to tell you that what you're going to hear from Dr. Roberts is still the PG version of what was originally planned, and there may be somewhere on the internet his real version if you need to find that later. So, Dr. Roberts.
I didn't sign up for PG.
PG 501, you didn't say.
So, echoing Dr. Dickinson's sincerest thank you to all in attendance of the spring 2015 White Coat Ceremony, especially family and friends and loved ones of the students here. Your support ensured their success and kept us employed on this island, so we're pretty happy about that. This is about the fourth time I've been asked to speak on behalf of the White Coat recipients who are progressing to their clinical year. And for those of you who don't know me or may have heard some story about my class, I would like to dispel some misinformation. The students you see here chose me for a few reasons. One being that I embody the pillar of proper etiquette. I've been inspirational to them. Regardless if they may have said they felt offended in my class because of some off-color remark, this portion of the program will be very professional. That was for you, Dr. Betcher. I did warn the class, now the dean kind of stole my thunder, that this is a PG-13 rated version of this speech, not the NC-17, which they really demanded, including your daughter. So I would like to take this opportunity to tell the guests in the audience about the difficulty and challenges that the students you see here faced in veterinary school. First off is the course load. So many of you attended college, undergrad, and it would be hard-pressed nowadays to find a student taking more than maybe 12 credit hours. And if they are, it's things like intro to tennis, maybe frisbee, cake decorating 101. So not only did the students you see here manage course loads of 18 plus credit hours, but there was no filler. It was all killer, all hard science courses. The information that they learned in first semester, second semester, applied to their last semester. So it's quite an accomplishment to be able to take those notes, those lectures, those skills they learned in class and labs, and be able to apply them semester after semester. Because that's what you're going to be doing the rest of your life. So I think we prepared you well for that. I'd like to give the class some advice about clinics. So I've got the top 10 things that will help you in your journey. So number one, be early to everything, unless you're saving an animal's life. Number two, be helpful with and without asking. So assist your colleagues, fill out request forms for a classmate, drop something off at the lab for one of the local students, help restrain for a physical exam. you're not above anybody else. Clean up poop when you see it on the ground. Don't step over it and say, oh, that guy will get it. Excuse me. Respect everyone, especially the support staff. As you'll probably know and will learn if you don't know, the technical staff, the nurses and the assistants do all of the work while the doctors sit at their desk. Don't have the I'm going to be a doctor attitude with anybody, especially the technicians, because you'll find out very quickly that when you ask for help, they won't be around. Number 4, use every opportunity to learn. Even if it's grunt work, like take this blood sample and stick it in a blood gas machine. You'll learn from that. You'll learn how that machine works. You'll learn the intricacies. Did I put in too much or too little sample? And then finally read the results and interpret them, even if it's not your case. Use every opportunity to learn. Number 5, stay late. That goes without saying. Even if your paperwork is done, your patient is discharged, you've spoken to the referring veterinarian, there's always somebody who's behind. Either a fellow student, an intern, a resident, or a service chief that could use some help. The only time you go home is if somebody above your pay grade says, you've been here too long, go home. Number 6, now this is going to be a shocker. Don't use Google or Wikipedia for your research. Okay, I know that you guys are like, what? Facebook, Twitter, whatever, Insta something or other. Don't use that stuff. Okay, go to the library. Okay, that's the building with books in it. They have those still. Use peer-reviewed journals. Okay, use Medline. Don't look up Dr. X's blog on the diarrhea dog. Okay. Number 7, take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. Get sleep when you can. You know, if you have half an hour before rounds and you're tired, go sit in the library, put your head down on the desk and have a quick nap. Number 8, befriend a local student. They will tell you things that we can't teach you, like how the medical record system works. What time does the lab spit out their results? What time does the radiologist read their reports? So that'll be very helpful for you. Number 9, put yourself in your client's shoes. Whether it's a farmer, somebody with a horse training facility, a small animal owner, or a wacko exotics owner, put yourself in their shoes. They're scared. They don't know you. They're at this big fancy school with big tall ceilings and hundreds of people running around. They looked up stuff on Google, and they don't understand why you and somebody else on your team is telling them something that wasn't on Google. So be professional, empathetic, and an advocate for their pet. Number 10, final one, use every case, whether it was your case or you assisted with that case, as a learning experience. You'll learn from everything. The last portion of the show here, I'd like to acknowledge something, that many of you in the audience may have expected this event to be held, maybe at the Ritz, or on a chartered yacht, with waiters and hors d'oeuvres and champagne. So this final part of my talk will certainly not meet those expectations either. So, without further ado, if we can get the lights, please. St. Matthew's University School of Veterinary Medicine, White Coat Spring 2015, Roast of the Pelicans. This is in alphabetical order, so if you're it's your parents' fault. Janine. Where is Janine? Oh, I didn't recognize you.
Sit her on the desk.
Cayman is not in the Bermuda Triangle, but I'm sure there's just a good of an explanation that Janine can give me about her attendance in my class. Egg it in. You know, Megan is very soft-spoken. She's very polite. And if it wasn't for the ornamentation in her nose, you would never know that she was from Canada. Olivia. Olivia was the best, most smartest, intelligent, punctual, polite student I have ever taught in my entire career. I need to board Trixie. Chris. So I gave Chris a nickname. I call him the White Shack. He was a professional volleyball player, if you don't know. And I was really, really surprised when we had a CPR lab. And after 2 minutes of chest compressions on a stuffed animal, he became winded. I'll definitely miss you. I'll miss your size 16, pale, pasty, white foot that greeted me every morning as I walked into class, along with the small creatures that live in your beard. Michelle. So, another Canadian, and you know, they spell things funny. Like they have an O before esophagus, oesophagus. Favorite has like a U and an E in it somewhere. So I pronounced her name Coady, and she said, no, it's Cody, like Wild Bill Cody, you know, the famous U.S. Cowboy. But, you know, she don't have any cowboys in Canada, except maybe Dudley Do-Right. But they do have a crack-smoking man. Rebecca. Rebecca always sat in the front row, and she is like the mature kind of mother figure of the class. And you know, she's a dog groomer and dog rescuer, and she rescued this little terrier and gave it to me. And so for the past semester, I've been trying to figure out how to make her grades suffer, but I couldn't. I couldn't give her like -10 for Trixie. Elena. You know, she's scary. And it's not that often that, you know, on the first day of class, not even 30 seconds into talking about what's going to happen that semester, that a student will say, excuse me, by the way, your syllabus is wrong. That's Elena, that's just how she rolls. So I'm not sure if the class nicknamed her the General, or the Admiral, or the Kaiser. Take your pick. They all fit. Kelly. So Kelly is the class's human beatbox. So if you heard something odd, is that a baby? Is it a bird? Is somebody strangling a goat? That's probably Kelly. Now Kelly has unique cerebral anatomy, and the 3 neurons that are in his head aren't separated from his mouth by a filter. So whatever those 3 things come up with, he'll say it.
Yeah.
Sahaj. He's very, very polite and keeps to himself. Unless you ask a question about veterinary medicine. Anything in veterinary medicine. And it doesn't matter. He'll let you know that he knows. Ashley. Ashley's another quiet, very polite, intelligent student, and I'm kind of glad, you know, she wasn't too extroverted. You know, it might be a problem, but it did help me out quite a bit when I did make fun of equine medicine quite often in my class. And she never ratted on me to Dr. Dickinson or the dean. Marcia. Marcia is my pal from New York. She actually worked at the same hospital I did my internship at. And I know when I would start telling stories about AMC, or what we call the Centa in New York, the rest of the class would be like, oh, here we go. Here we go again with his little buddy. So, you know what they say in New York. Right? Just forget about it. And of course, she saw many crazy people who brought their pets on the subway and just let them have a seat. Finally, a man in the salmon-colored shirt, Jordan. Now, I don't think I ever saw Jordan without food in front of him. The two outside of this, he was eating. One time he was drunk and eating, and couldn't figure out how to convert dollars to Cayman dollars at the Cayman cookout thing. And the second time he was also drinking and eating. And as a matter of fact, he brought a toaster oven, I believe, to an exotics class because he was, you know, hungry. So I'm sure and loved ones who are supporting him through school are counting down that just one more year left, they gotta buy this guy food. Or send him money for it. Because he ate well. So in closing, reflect on your time here and all you were taught. Stay in touch with us while you're away. And again, learn from every case, as I've so eloquently exhibited here. Be professional. Now this picture. I'm sorry, Dr. Benjamin. I believe she's desecrating the flag.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Roberts. That was really good. Now, I have to say, wisdom thing, I got a little doubtful when you picked me for this job, but when you picked him for that job, I knew I'd fail. We're going to proceed on with this, with the coats, and ask Dr. Rodriguez and Dr. Denaire to come down and get that going for us. And I believe there's a serenade also.
I'm just going to play some music for the inevitable, uncomfortable, we don't know how to pin things and wear coats moment. And then at the end I'll explain to you what the tunes are, because they will have great meaning for your future careers.
Okay, so our kids are going off to school. We're real proud of them. And first is Janine Syed Abad. Janine's going to the University of Illinois. Megan Lindsay Baker.
4/4 with 4 bars.
We'd like to ask a special guest, Dr. Benjamin, to come down for the next one.
Whoa.
And then we'd like to have Olivia, Leandra Benjamin, come forward.
Technology all around here.
Dr. Rodriguez, I think you'll need to get on this doctor's shoulders. Christopher David Brand. From the University of
You can see over
And he's still shorter.
And I'm still too short.
They trade spots.
Michelle, Dr. Cody.